Poverty alleviation is, well, it's actually something the church does really poorly. As a pastor, I can say that. Wait, can I say that? Anyway, I like to think of poverty alleviation in the typical sense as putting butterflies on barbed wire. Usually this means, starting thrift stores or providing rent or utility assistance, even hosting a food pantry at your church. But for our church, poverty alleviation is something much deeper than all of those things. Poverty itself is something much more than just a lack of resources. However, the reality for many in our communities is that that's exactly what poverty is. Over the last year, I've helped spearhead a partnership of labor unions, community organizations, and other churches in which Bridge City Community was a founding and integral member in order to tackle systemic issues that continue to divide Chattanooga racially and socioeconomically. Our first significant effort was organizing and hosting an economic summit to highlight the economic disparity and also offer ways to engage in its alleviation. As a direct result from that economic summit, last night I got to sit around a table that was not only racially diverse, but there were representatives from the NAACP, from local doctors and other health physicians, from concerned citizens for justice, and most importantly from clergy who want to make a difference by empowering their churches to address poverty in our city. In the same way it takes different crayons to create a beautiful picture, it takes diverse groups partnering together to tackle significant issues like poverty. Because of our efforts and reputation, we have been asked to join in painting a new picture in Chattanooga with advocates for educational equity and those leveraging green energy to reduce the financial strain of utilities on low-income earners, just to name a few. Aside from systemic issues, it's important to instill self-confidence and valuable skills in young members of our community, which is why year 2 of our HOPE program was a huge success. Not only did I witness the emergence of entrepreneurs from shy cocoons, but witness the joy that comes from simply having the opportunity to experience something new. Those students worked tirelessly to raise close to $1,500 in just 1 year so that they could decide how to make an impact on their school. That's not just taping butterflies to barbed wire, but that's watching butterflies emerge from those who were previously trapped behind it. I live in a city segregated by race, education, and socioeconomic classism. In order to alleviate tension and pave a way for community impact, I have to take a backseat and listen. That may seem like a counterintuitive method, but over the last few years, that humility has opened doors of trust and mutual dependence in the neighborhood. I still believe the church has work to do when it comes to poverty alleviation. We must stop hanging butterflies on barbed wire, using the fences that separate us as excuses. If we instead emerge from our cocoons of discomfort and truly empathize with our neighbors, then we will undermine the very poverty that divides us. I'm Josh Woodrow, pastor of Bridge City Community. And poverty alleviation is something that everyone loves the idea of, but few are willing to work tirelessly for. So in order to keep me motivated, I just look to the mission statement of our church. It comes from Micah chapter 6, verse 8. He has told you, O man, what is good, and what does the Lord require of you, but to pursue justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly before God. If we can do that, if I can remain faithful to those words, then not only will I be reconciled with God, but we'll be reconciled with one another